Have you ever felt lost in this life? Like you don't know what your purpose is? What's the meaning to your life? I'm sure you have. I think it's been at the forefront of pondering for humans since the beginning of our existence. So you're not the only one. It's likely the most important thing in life for all of us is to figure out what is our purpose. What is it that we are put on this planet to do? What's the meaning to our life? And if there is one, what is that meaning? Hi love, I'm Tijana and welcome to my channel. This is what we're going to be talking about today. So let's dive in. The most important thing in your life is to know who you are, to know what you love, and to find out what your purpose is. There is quite a lot of videos out there talking about purpose. Not so many though about how energy is intertwined with purpose and how it can help you find your purpose. It's interesting that once you figure out how to read energy and how to understand how energy is related to you, related to your purpose and the people around you in your spectrum, your purpose becomes so much easier to find. Once you start going down or I should say carefully spiraling down all of the holes within your spiritual awakening, you will realize that you will start to get a sense of what that purpose may be. So the more you increase your consciousness, the more you become aware of your patterns, the things in life that are kind of recycling, the more you become aware of yourself, the more you increase your consciousness, the more you're going to get in line with your purpose. And the more clear it becomes that you may just not be on the right path. And the more you're going to start questioning, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? Oh my God, I'm not on the right path. I know I'm not. I feel it. I can feel that I'm not on the right path, but I don't know what to do. And this is where a lot of us get stuck. And in order to unstuck yourself, there are a lot of things that I believe are important to know now that I can share with you because I've been there. I should preface it, and I want to preface it with this kind of phenomena that keeps on showing up with people that I'm speaking to, and they're asking me about what is my purpose. Something that people that are more conscious and aware of come to face is, well, and I quote, I need to do this, or I need to be there for these people, or if I'm not there doing this, who will? Okay, this is not your purpose. And I will repeat, this is not your purpose. Because your purpose is not going to feel like something you have to do because no one else will. It's not going to feel like pressure, and it's not going to feel like a frustration that you feel there is like a lack of something in the world. Let's say, for example, you're very passionate about what's happening in the environment, okay? And you want to help. Oh my God, the waters are getting polluted. The oceans are polluted. The world is going to collapse because of it. I need to do this because if I don't, who will? You just have to be very, very careful because most of the time, this isn't your purpose. Your purpose is not going to feel like a struggle or something that you have to do and it's not what you want, okay? Truly, in your deep core. Your purpose will feel like flowing universal energy. You will want to do something. You feel like a calling to do it. You feel intuitively that this is exactly what you should be doing, and then everything aligns for your purpose to come in front and to become something that truly is your purpose. So the universe will put people in your life, the situation, it will put you in situations, and it will set up circumstances in your life to align with the calling. It will not be the other way around. You will not have to chase it, and you will not have to put yourself somewhere because someone else didn't. Okay, so I wanted to be very clear about that before we continue on. Now let's dive in. So you have been preconditioned all of your life by the societal norms, by the cultural norms, by your parents, by the expectations of the religious group that you're in, or your parents, or whoever in your life, to do something with your life. So much, and for so long that you have forgotten completely who you are, what you're supposed to do. You just have this deep feeling that you're not aligned with your purpose, and then you're not on the right path in life. So how do you even begin? Let's say you're at the beginning stages of your spiritual journey and you just know that you're just not aligned, but you don't even know where to start. How to find your purpose? Like, it's such a grand thing, and it seems like a huge mountain that you need to climb, and you just don't know how to begin. And a lot of people are talking about passions, which I will address in a bit. But where you should start really is think about what spikes your interest. What is something that is sparking your curiosity and what you could be interested in right now. For me, that was years ago when I branched off into being alone and out of my toxic relationship, a series of those, and I started my spiritual awakening and my journey of spirituality, and I stumbled upon salsa dancing, and now I am a salsa dancer. This has been 7 years of me doing that, but initially. And I love it, and it became my passion. But initially, it was just a spark of curiosity and interest. I was in a Latin club, and I heard the music, and I loved the music, and I love seeing how people dance and how much fun they're having, and how happy they are, and the energy of it all. Everything just kind of pulled me in, and I decided to take classes. And I decided to just try it, see where it leads me. It led me to a series of things, and I'll talk about that later or in some other video. It's not for this video. It's a pretty long and wild story, but that's what you should be thinking about. Is there something in your life that is really sparking your interest? And what that is, try it. Start doing it, because right now I'm not going to be a professional salsa dancer. That's not my path. However, salsa dancing has led me to discovering my purpose, and I'll explain that. But that's number one thing, because a spark of interest or a little bit of inspiration about something may flow into something much, much bigger. and something different, and eventually it may lead you to your big purpose in life, just like it led me. The next thing I want to talk about is traumas and resolving traumas within the spiritual awakening. It's very much a part of your purpose. So usually and likely the bits and pieces that you stumble along, like my salsa dancing thing and all of that, things that pique your interest, are not, they're moving, they're fluent. So you're never gonna get like a huge influx of here is my purpose and just kind of like it hits you over the head and that's it, you're done. No, that's not how it works. It's flowy, it's changing, and it's energy. It's like exactly like you're changing and you're evolving and you're transforming in your life, you're transforming yourself. That's how your purpose is getting molded, and it changes and it's fluent and it moves around, and you're getting bits and pieces of it until you get to something that really kind of feel like, oh my God, this is it. So fear is a catalyst, I believe, for finding your purpose. My entire life, I had a huge fear of being seen. And that could be coming from a childhood trauma. I was very shy my whole life, especially during childhood. I was very shy. I was very to myself. And yes, it definitely for sure could have been because of my relationship with my father. I talk about that in my other videos, but if you want to check it out, go there. But the point I'm trying to make here is I had a lifelong fear of being seen, of being in center of attention. So, and also when I was very young, I really loved to read. So much, my whole life. I remember when I was 12, my grandfather used to have a huge library, and I would wait for everyone to go to sleep, and I would go into the library, I would grab the book that I want to read, and I would read while everyone is sleeping until dawn. And then I would put the book in back so no one knows, and then I would pretend that I was sleeping. I would just be exhausted the whole day. But and I've done that for so many days, for many weeks and many months. I love to read. I put myself through a lot of schools, but even if I didn't do that, I would continue to read. I'm always reading. There's always multiple books that I'm reading. And I just love to get the knowledge, to grow. I love personal growth. That's my love. That's my huge love. But I had a fear of being seen. So when I said like salsa gave me a little nugget to finding my life purpose, I want to talk about that, because with salsa, eventually through the years and me practicing and joining the school and joining some teams and all of that, eventually became the time for me to perform and to showcase what I learned in front of a mass of people, hundreds of people. You can only guess what happened to me. I was dying from fear, okay? I was like, how am I going to be dancing in front of all of these people? You know, yes, I was with other people too, but that is beside the point. In my mind, everyone is going to be looking at me. They're going to see me, you know? And it was a huge fear that I needed to overcome. And I did. The first time I did that, I was sick to my stomach, okay? I thought I was going to pass out, like right there in front of everyone. But that didn't happen. Somehow I survived. And then eventually, little by little, by doing what I was fearful of, it became almost like second nature to me. Okay? And in the trajectory of my life purpose, those little nuggets have helped me overcome my fear of being seen. So when I got to go through my master's degree at the university and I needed to give a presentation, I wasn't fearful. Because in a way, salsa helped me to overcome that fear. Indirectly, but it did. And same with this. I love doing this. I can actually finally share with all of you the knowledge and the experiences of my life so that I can help you heal. I can help you on your life journey. And if it wasn't for me overcoming my fear of being seen, I would never be able to do this. I wouldn't be able to speak with you like this. So in a way, the fear of being seen has prevented me from sharing what I have to share, or what I believe is my purpose to share with the world, with all of you, with you. So think about that. Think about what is something that you're very fearful of. Because a lot of times it's exactly in that fear that there may lie the purpose of your life. I do believe that everyone has a purpose in life. There is a lot of people out there that are saying, no, I don't think the purpose of life is just to live. And that's true to some degree, but I truly do believe that every single soul on this planet has its own unique purpose. And once you find that purpose, you realize, okay, now I feel whole. Now I feel fulfilled. Now I feel like I know what my path is. And it's a huge, huge transformation in your life that you experience through finding your purpose. So I do believe that every single one of us has a purpose. Some may agree or disagree with me. Maybe what you experienced before, or what you cared about 20 years ago, you no longer care about. Or maybe what you cared about 20 years ago is just a stepping stone to your purpose. Maybe also what you cared about 20 years ago is something that is a chapter that you were supposed to close and is just like a building block to your purpose. However, I do believe that you do have a purpose, and in order to find your purpose, these are the things that we're talking about that you would need to do. That's what I have done. Another thing I want to talk about that I think is very, very important in finding our purpose are our relationships. They can be great, great teachers in helping us discover our purpose. So, you are going to recycle very similar relationships over and over again. Even though people change, situations change, you grow older, you go through some personal growth, you change your life in ways, the people are different, but when you think about your relationships, the feeling that you are seeking to find remains the same. And this is exactly what you need to examine. Like I was talking before, I was recycling the same toxic relationships, even though the people changed, I changed, the situation changed, the feeling that I was seeking didn't change. And it wasn't until I examined all of that, went back into my childhood, figure out my abandonment issues, and heal the trauma that I had with my father, is that was the time when I actually was able to heal that, and I no longer seek this feeling. But until that time, I kept on, no matter what personal growth I've put myself through, no matter how many books I read, no matter how many times I talked to, have been into therapy, or have been through my spiritual awakening and all of that, I was still in the same kind of relationship pattern. So the feeling keeps on repeating, that energy keeps on repeating, and it's basically begging you to look into it. It's saying, look at me. I am the reason you are recycling the same relationship. Examine me. Find out, why am I here? And that's it. That's what you need to do. So you need to quiet your mind again. Go deep again. Survey all of your prior relationships. What are the common themes? How did these relationships begin? What were you drawn into initially? How were the relationships dynamics with those people? How did those relationships end? Okay. And your purpose may be just in the opposition of what you were seeking in that relationship, if that makes sense. So what you need to overcome in those relationships, once you overcome it, that's going to be a nugget or even your entire purpose. One of those. It's going to either be a building block to finding your purpose, or it may just be your purpose to heal that piece of you that keeps on recycling those relationships. The next thing I want to point out that I mentioned in the beginning is about passions. A lot of stuff out there will tell you, oh, well, you just need to find and follow your passion. Yes and no. I'll give you an example. Like, I love to dance, right? And I found that salsa is my passion, right? However, it took me 7 years to come to the point where only now I feel like I can reap the benefits of everything that I have done so far. So during the 7 years, I was practicing a lot, almost every day at the studio. I was working hard. It was a lot of frustration. I was almost wanted to quit so many times, comparing myself to others, all of those things. And I didn't give up because I really love it. So if you're simply just following your passion, and you think of passion equals fun equals enjoyment, and that's it, then you are not going to sustain all of the hardships that goes with all of that, your passion and what you love, because it's not always going to be enjoyment. It's going to be also a lot of dedication, commitment, hard work, trials and errors, failing and getting up, all of those things. And then there is no time limit, but whenever you do actually get to the results, that's beautiful. Then you're gonna feel like, oh my God, all of this work, all of this has really paid off, and I feel so fulfilled. I feel so happy. I feel so much pleasure from all of the work that I put into this. So if you're just chasing fun and enjoyment and all of the pleasure, it's not gonna sustain. Like, as soon as like you no longer have fun, you're gonna leave that passion for another passion. Then, what's the point? You're never gonna actually find anything you truly enjoy long term. And the same goes for business. Let's say, for example, you want to build a business that addresses the inequality in the workplace. And I'm just making this up. It may take you like 5 to 10 years to do that. You may go through a lot of hardships, a lot of like sleepless nights. You may have to do a lot of work. You may have to put yourself out there, go to events. It may be very hard, you know, and you may be failing on the way, who knows how many times, right? But if you're truly passionate about something so much, you're going to keep on going, and because you're committed to doing this, because that's your passion. So 10 years from now, you may reap the benefits of it, but you have gone through all of the hardships. And once you do, you're going to have a tremendous amount of fulfillment and happiness and joy for doing so. Okay, so please be careful to not equate the passion with fun and enjoyment. It's not going to be just that. Okay, so 2 things that I want to talk about as an end note. Okay, number 1, why I think that spiritual awakening is very, very important for you finding your purpose. Because in order to reclaim yourself as a unique human being, as someone who is an individual with its own purpose, you're going to need to heal all of those attributes of yourself that are preventing you from finding your purpose and being like your highest, most authentic, truest self. So healing is something that facilitates our ability to be our highest, most authentic selves. And it's because through the healing journey, you start to understand yourself more. You start to understand what you like, what you don't like, what you need to heal, what kind of traumas you need to heal from your childhood. Why are you recycling your toxic relationships? What kind of patterns you have in life, in work, in all of those things. You also start to peel the onion and you start to realize, okay, well, this is not what I want. This is what the society wanted from me. This is not what I want. This is what my parents wanted from me. And it's like an onion that you need to peel and peel and peel and peel and peel until you get to the core true self, you. Until you get to the most truest, authentic yourself. This is exactly what you need in order to find your purpose. Second thing that I want to end this video with is, and I talk a lot about this in my videos, is spending time alone. I know this is very hard for some of you, but it is the most important thing that you need to do in order to find your purpose and what you are meant to do in this life. So when I say spend time alone, I don't mean, and you're gonna tell me, well, I go to the gym and I spend time, I put the music on and I spend time alone, I'm lifting weights, or I'm walking my dog and I'm alone. I'm cooking and I'm alone. No, that's not you being alone. That's you doing stuff, doing activities alone. But you're not sitting with yourself alone in conversation with yourself. So when I mentioned in the beginning of the video, the most important thing for you is to know yourself. The way to know yourself is to sit with yourself. Sit with yourself and have a conversation with yourself alone, no music, no podcasts, no TV, no one talking around you, peace and quiet, and you and yourself and your thoughts. And then you start a conversation with yourself just like you would with me. If I'm first to meet you and you're asking me so that you can get to know me, you're asking me questions, right? So you ask yourself questions. What do you love to do? What are your passions? What drives you? What are your interests? How do you want to live your life? Are you happy with where you are? Are you living your purpose now? Do you feel like you're on the right path in life? Obviously, you wouldn't ask me these questions when you first got to know me, but little by little, you start discovering yourself, because the furthest you are from knowing yourself, the further you are from knowing your purpose. And you don't need to do this. You're not going to find out everything about yourself all at once. But if you just dedicate 5 to 10 minutes a day to just have a conversation with yourself and ask yourself those questions, you will see that little by little, you're getting closer and closer to realizing who you are, what you want from life, and closer to your purpose. Okay, love. So this is all I have for today. It was quite a lot to unpack. Thank you so much for joining my channel. Thank you for being here. Thank you for doing the work. This is hard work. A lot of people don't do the work. But don't worry, I am here. I'm here for you. I'm committed to helping you on your life purpose and on being the truest, most authentic self, healed from all the traumas, healed from everything. I am here for you. So let me know in the comments if you resonate with this, if you have any questions, if you want me to go deeper into anything we talked about, relationships, purpose, any questions about anything, because it will help me create more content that is in line with what is it that you want to know and you want to hear. Okay? So thank you so much. Until next time.